I will start my reading practice from the book Magico, and here I am. Further, even if stories do have shapes, that begs the question of whether those shapes actually matter. It's one thing to note that there are different types of stories, but it's another to see whether certain ways of telling stories actually make them more engaging and impactful. To answer these questions, some colleagues and I dived into the science of stories. We started by analyzing tens of thousands of movies, everything from blockbusters such as Forrest Gump and The Matrix to small indie films such as The Marsh and An Invisible Sign. We looked at newer movies such as The Hunger Games and Argo and older movies such as Jaws and the original Star Wars. And to quantify their shapes, we analyzed the words they used. Some words are more positive than others. Words such as laughter, happiness, love, and rainbow are pretty positive. They often appear in positive situations, and most people feel positivity when they hear them. Words like pandemic, funeral, cruel, and cry, on the other hand, are more negative. They represent undesirable things that make most people feel negatively. Words like anyway, repeat, and Pittsburgh are somewhere in between. They are used in both positive and negative situations and don't make most people feel particularly happy or sad unless you happen to love or hate Pittsburgh. We broke each movie script into dozens of pieces, each a few hundred words long, and averaged the positivity of the words in each part. Parts that talked about a character finding their lost love, reuniting with friends, or discovering a lost treasure were scored as relatively positive, while parts that talked about a rough breakup, an argument, or the hero almost dying would be scored more negatively. Then we used these scores to plot each movie's emotional trajectory. Similar to the figure of the story of Cinderella, how positive or negative things were at different parts of the narrative. To get a sense of what this looks like, here is the emotional trajectory of the original Star Wars. The main character, Luke Skywalker, is sent on a quest to save Princess Leia and defeat the evil Galactic Empire. There are there are positive parts like when Luke befriends Han Solo and when he rescues Prince Leia and escapes from the Death Star. But are also negative parts, including when Luke's parents are killed and when Luke's mentor sacrifices himself to allow others to escape. In the end, though the story ends on a positive note, Luke, aided by his mentor's voice, destroys the enemy ship and celebrates victory with his friends. One positive or negative word doesn't reveal much, but examining hundreds of words together gives a decent sense of what is happening. When Luke's friend is killed or their uncle's farm is destroyed, lots of other negative words are being used. Characters are sad or crying or filled with hate or fear. When the villain is killed, though, on his ship is destroyed, the surrounding words are more upbeat. Characters are celebrating, cheering, dancing, or hugging, and the language is a lot more positive. The words in the script reveal the nature of the action without our even hanging to watch the movie. Once mapped, we could examine whether successful movies tended to follow certain patterns. Most people prefer positive experiences to negative ones. We would rather be promoted than fired, eat a tasty lunch rather than a mediocre one, and visit with friends rather than see the dentist. In fact, if asked to describe an ideal day, most people would fill it with positive experiences and leave out the negative ones. But that's not what makes a good story. Imagine a narrative where everything was just plain wonderful. The main character was beloved by all, anything they wanted came easily, and they frolicked through fields of sunflowers while birds sang them songs of happiness. The emotional trajectory might look something like this, a plain line. That might make a great life insurance commercial, but a movie potential viewers would probably go search for something more interesting to watch. Thank you. That's it for the day.